And welcome back. Well, Milwaukee and the surrounding area wouldn't be what it is today without the very important natural resource just to our east, Lake Michigan.
Of course. In front of the Morning Blend, Karen Dalessandro from WKLH joins us live at the Haggerty Museum of Art, which is located on the campus of Marquette. She is there to show off a special art exhibit about the Great Lakes. Hey, Karen.
Hey, Karen.
Hi, Molly. Hi, Tiff. Yeah, I'm at the Haggerty Art Museum, and I have to tell you, it's one of the best kept secrets in our city. It really is. They've been here since 1984. They have between 8 and 9 exhibits every year, and we're here to show off Alexis Rockman's exhibit called The Great Lakes Cycle. I've got Susan Long-Henry standing by. She's the director of the museum. Thanks for being with us, Susan.
Hey, Karen. I'm so glad that you're here. Thanks for coming.
Oh, this is just beautiful stuff.
Yeah, it's visually stunning, isn't it?
Tell us about this project.
So we are an art museum that believes art is a part of life. We are free. We're open every single day, and we try to do shows that really are meaningful to you as someone who lives in the city of Milwaukee. And this is a great example. We live on the shores of Lake Michigan here. We have the Harbor District doing amazing work. And this is an artist who spent 4 years researching and doing just a stunning body of work about those Great Lakes, about how important they are, and about the role that we play in protecting them. For example, this painting is the first painting he did in this series. And if you look to the left, that's kind of the past. You can read it. And that is how things actually were and how they are supposed to be. That's a glacier. You see panning down a caribou, fish, native species that are supposed to be there, but as you go towards the middle of the painting, this is where people start to intervene. And so you start to see, for example, the fish on top there, the blue one, that's an Atlantic salmon. Those are not native to the Great Lakes, right? Those were put there in order to stock the lake because the trout were being decimated, that population. And you see here fur trading huts, commercial shipping to the right, and then it gets bleaker. It gets a little dystopic in the future as you start to see the impact of shipping, of logging, of all these different things. And I think the lesson here is both the majesty of the Great Lakes and the role that we play if we empathize with them, if we understand that they're living beings, the role that we play in having a good relationship with those lakes.
And I don't know if you could tell on camera, but these are magnificent pieces. There are 5 murals in the
exhibition is called The Great Lakes Cycle. Alexis Rockman is an artist based in New York who did this body of work. And it's anchored by these 5 giant paintings, right? But there's also really wonderful watercolors and some field drawings. And so it's just a combination of different types of art that speak to the Great Lakes in different ways and from different perspectives.
Well, here's what's really exciting. Alexis Rockman will be in Milwaukee this weekend, and he will lead an informal talk with this gentleman who's with us too, Dan Adams. Hi, Dan. Nice to see you. Dan is with the Harbor District, and that is what the walk is for. We're going to try to kind of get acquainted with that area, which I think a lot of people in Milwaukee know of, but don't realize what's going on down there.
Yeah, so the Harbor District is located between the 3rd Ward and Bayview and kind of east of Walker's Point, so everything east of 1st Street. It's Milwaukee's old industrial waterfront, what we like to call the working waterfront. It's home to the Port of Milwaukee. If you've ever taken the home bridge over the port, you're above the Harbor District. It's a pretty large area, about 1,000 acres, about 9 miles of waterfront, which most people don't realize. And so I work for a nonprofit organization, Harbor District Inc., that's been around for about 4 years, led by our executive director, Lila Fowler, working on revitalization and redevelopment efforts down there. There's a lot of opportunities being Milwaukee's old industrial waterfront. There are still active businesses, and the port is very active down there, but there are also vacant and contaminated properties. And a lot of opportunities to kind of repurpose different parts of the area for different uses for the city, for reconnecting communities back to the waterfront, for new businesses, new development, new jobs. Parks. We're actually working on an extension of the downtown Riverwalk that'll come through the Harbor District. We'll call it the Harbor Walk. So a lot going on in the Harbor District right now.
There's some big plans down there. And when you think about it, if you look at the 3rd Ward and you see where that was 20 years ago and where it is today, you could see that when you drive around that area. You want that to happen because it's so available to us.
It is a really, really big and interesting opportunity. So I'm excited to be working there, and we have a lot of great partners helping us make a lot of these projects happen that we're working on.
All right, so on the walk that's happening Saturday, talk a little bit about it. It starts at 2 o'clock.
So the walk starts at 2 o'clock. It's actually going to be out on Jones Island at Zaszubes Park, the smallest park in the city of Milwaukee, and we think that's a good spot to start because there's a lot of history. The Harbor District is where Milwaukee's 3 rivers come together and flow out into Lake Michigan, so it's where the city of Milwaukee really kind of got its start and started to grow from. So we're going to talk about the history, we're going to talk about the kind of current on-the-ground conditions for the Harbor District, and then talk about the work we're doing and some of the projects coming up and what people can expect in the coming years as the place develops.
It's really a great opportunity for you to see. If you live in our community, you want this for our community. It can only be better for us. And it is a part of WaterMarks Art Project. So Susan, you can speak a little bit to WaterMarks. What is that?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. So there's a lot of work happening right now with public art having to do with water, and there's a major citywide initiative called WaterMarks WaterMarks, led by an artist named Mary Miss, and she's doing several things that have to do with markers throughout the city. But what we're really working with at the Haggerty is local artists, community members doing walks around the city and just taking a close look at our community and the role that water plays in it. So what we do is just pair an artist like Alexis Rockman with a non-artist such as Dan Adams, an urban planner, a scientist, and they just have a conversation that's really fascinating. You know, Alexis Rockman calls this work, he said it's natural history psychedelia. So it's based in reality, it's scientifically researched, but it's incredibly creative and imaginative. And so you get these two together. I can't wait to see what they say on Saturday.
All right, well, make plans 2 o'clock on Saturday to get down to the Harbor District. And if you get a chance, come out here to the Haggerty Museum of Art because it's a great place. It's open 7 days a week and it is complimentary admission.
So beautiful. It was great seeing all that stuff. Thank you so much,
Thanks,
Karen.
Bye, guys.
Great to see you. And that special exhibit, Alexis Rockman, the Great Lakes Cycle, is on view at the Haggerty Museum of Art through Sunday, May 19th. The museum is located on the corner of 13th and Clybourne on Marquette's campus.
And the WaterMarks Walk, led by artists Alexis Rockman and Dan Adams from the Harbor District, is coming up this Saturday, April 27th at 2 p.m. Meet at Zaszubes Park on Jones Island. It's free, it's open to the public, all ages are welcome, and you can get to Jones Island by Car Ferry Drive or Lincoln Memorial Drive on the south end of the peninsula. Then once you're on Jones Island, follow the signs right to the park.
So beautiful. I loved it.
Yeah.
Great stuff.